Passes. Public Health moves to the floor. Next, we'll do Senate Bill 478.
Mr. Chair, I move Senate Bill 478 do pass.
478 has been moved. Discussion on Senate Bill 478. Senator Gross.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, I think this bill is this is a great example of how individuals can identify a problem and work toward a solution. They have done some really great work, but they are going to need some support. I don't know how many folks in Montana live with autism, but I actually, this issue came up on the doors a lot when I was campaigning. I guess actually quite a bit over the last decade. So I know that there are a lot of people affected. I know there are a lot of families in my own district who are caring for their adult children with autism. I don't believe there are any facilities in the state that actually do this type of care. I think it's very much needed. We have the funds available right now, and I think it's a very worthy cause, Mr. Chair.
Senator Beard.
Mr. Chair, I really liked the general approach on Senate Bill 478 by the sponsor. I see it's a huge need. I believe that this bill was only half done because it talked about the money for the one-for-one match for the facility, but we did not have an outline on how it's going to be staffed, manned, paid for when it's up and running. So I think it's a good start, but it's not done. I'll be a no. Thank you.
Senator Glimm.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's some other products that are running through the session, and in particular in the governor's budget, dealing with some of these same issues, bigger and more encompassing, and not just specific to one issue. And I get I hear the story and I hear the need there and the desire, and I think it's I don't think the bill is completely done. There's a lot of questions left in it, but I think that there is opportunity there in a couple of these other bills that we're looking at for mental health and behavioral health, DD, that kind of stuff, coming along. So.
Senator Gross.
Mr. Chair, thank you. And again, I'm speaking for 3 members of my caucus here. So I hear you, Senator Glimm. I know a little bit about the governor's proposals that are moving forward. And I think it also came up in the hearing for this bill. Might have been Senator Lenz asked a question. But those, the projects that I know of are not acceptable facility or acceptable alternatives when it comes to the specific population of individuals living with autism, particularly for children. Senator Glimm, do you have a little more detail you can share about those proposals? Are they the regional facilities that are going to be designated in theory?
Yeah, Senator Gross, Mr. Chairman, the details aren't worked out on those yet. But it's pretty wide ranging. So they're looking at doing stuff that would take care of these people, types of people like this. They're looking at getting the people in the IBC, which is the most secure location that we have in the state right now, and putting those people out into community settings, and that's something that we have looked. We've looked for when we shut down, when we voted to shut down Boulder 6 years ago or 8 years ago, I can't remember. There was quite a number of population down there, and we voted to shut the thing down. There was still 9 members that we couldn't get out into the community, and now they're telling us that there are providers that will take those people, and so that's the mode we're going. So, and some of those people are the very highest acuity, very highest needs of people that there are. So even more intensive than what we heard about today.
Mr. Chair, Senator Glimm, thank you for sharing a little bit more about that proposal, which also sounds like it's unfinished, and any trepidation that I would have about moving this bill forward, even if it does need a few more parameters. I wouldn't want to kill this bill simply because there is another proposal out there that also is unfinished. Further, I am pretty sure that we heard during the hearing that this bill is to address more permanent type homes, whereas what you just described to me, Senator Glimm, that was it. I don't think that they would use the term intermediary care facility per se to describe the folks who were cared for at Boulder before it shut down. But I did hear during this hearing that there are some folks, once they reach adulthood, that they need a permanent home, especially as their parents age and become elderly. And we heard testimony from someone who testified that their autistic 28-year-old son is much bigger, and I know some of the challenges that come around caring for folks in this particular challenge in their lives. So I think this bill addresses something really specific, and I know there's a need, and I would really hate to let go one proposal that may not be 100% ready when the other proposals they're not ready, and there's no guarantee that they'll address the needs of autistic folks. Thank you.
Maddie, was there a fiscal note on this bill?
No, there was not a fiscal note requested on this bill.
Okay, any other discussion, Senator Molnar?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Frankly, I don't much care what the governor's proposing. It's more big government, it's more government institutions, it's more fiscal notes, it's more everything, but it's 100% government. This is not 100% government. This is being promoted and requested by people who want to see it work. It's not their job, it's their avocation. You may remember, Senator Glimm, that we were listening to a bill last session on all these kids that are out of state and what are we going to do to bring them back. And my question was, I solved this in 1993. What the heck happened to the program? And eventually, I got an answer. The bigger programs stole the money and sent the kids back. 2 amendments. To advocate for the governor's programs, and I have no idea what they are, I can't do. I told Senator Margeau that I did it in 93. It took all session. I carried one bill. That's all I did. There were like $3 million worth of deficit. I said I need $6 million. Everybody laughed at me. I got it out unanimously, House and Senate. It was considered the bill of the year. I told Senator Margeau I would tell him how I did it, tell him the amendments he needs to do, and I will help him if he can get it on the other side. Compare that to the governor has a plan for more money, more this, more that. We just collapsed one. Now we're trying to rebuild it, and we need more. We need more public involvement of people who know what they're doing and why they're doing it and will dedicate themselves to doing it. That's the only way this stuff works. Other than that, it just gets bigger and nastier. I 100% support this bill. I will work with Senator Margeau. If he wants to listen and do it, he stands a chance of getting it out of here and working some more on the House side. And for 2 more years, he'll have to work at it. What do we have to lose?
Thank you, Senator Molnar. Senator Lenz.
Mr. Chair, so the story that was proposed is that fine man from Senator Margeau's area who's working on providing this facility with the driver being his son. and other kids that are associated with that. And so that was the story that was brought forward about like a long-term residential type facility. Yet through 5 or 6 divings through this, at no point does it say that. But what it does say, for purposes of this section, autism facility is a facility in Montana that provides services to children or adults or both with autism spectrum disorder, including but not limited to therapy, housing, and other support services. And then on line 24, to be eligible for a grant from the department, a nonprofit or government entity, et cetera, and that's where the 1-for-1. So it still loops around to government. It's still, at no point did it really build up on that other than the private money coming in for the government match, nothing language-wise built up on the good story that was presented. And that's where it started dropping me off about the 6th time I went through here, and it really doesn't actually say that. And I'll be a no.
Okay, further discussion on the bill? The question's been called. We'll do a roll call vote.
Senator Lenz.
Nay.
Senator Beard.
No.
Senator Glimm.
No.
Senator Gross.
Yes.
Senator Hinebauch.
No.
Senator Kelker.
Yes, by proxy.
Senator Molnar.
Yes.
Senator Weber.
Yes, by proxy.
Chair McGillvray.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to start again. My apologies.
No worries.
Senator Lenz.
Nay.
Sorry. Senator Beard.
No.
Senator Glimm.
No.
Thank you. Senator Gross.
Yes.
Senator Hinebauch.
No.
Senator Kelker.
Yes, by proxy.
Senator Molnar.
Yes.
Senator Weber.
Yes, by proxy.
Senator McGillvray.
No.
4 no, 5 yes. I'm sorry.
You're right.
4 yes, 5 no. That's right.
Yeah, you get 4 yes, 5 no. That's correct.
Are we done?
Okay. With 4 members voting yes, 5 members voting no, let's reverse their vote and can I get a motion for that?
Mr. Chair, I move to reverse the vote and table Senate Bill 478.
Okay, the motion is to reverse the vote and table it. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Senators Kelker and Weber vote aye by proxy.
Okay, the bill is tabled. Members, thank you for your hard work today, for your patience in the hearings, and for treating everybody with respect that came here. Thank you. Public health is adjourned.